So I didn't want to start something new without wrapping up the old with you guys. So I'm so sorry that I have not been able to keep up with life after Lockup, but I have been watching. It's been a great season, and I've been so pissed that I have not been able to, have the time to sit down to talk to you guys about it. But I was catching up on 90 Day Fiance, because I'm doing that one too. I was catching up on the new season of Love After Lockup, and right before that they played Life After Lockup, the season finale, and I was just like, you know what, we gotta talk about this one. So let's get into it. Scott and Lizzie. So Scott was on crack the whole time. The whole time. That explains his last girlfriend that he had. Remember on the end of the last season, or that at least whatever that was. You know what? Can we talk about how these seasons are confusing? I was trying to look up how to label this episode, and this is like still season 2, episode 23. Like, what is going on? Why won't they break up the seasons? Anyway, that explains how he met that last girlfriend that he had, that black woman that he moved into his house, the one he met at the gas station. That was so odd to me. I'm like, how many people are meeting their partners at the gas station? You're literally going into the gas station to get gum and gas. You're not doing anything else. You're not looking to talk to anybody. And if you're a woman, you're especially not talking to a man at a gas station, because 9 times out of 10, the man is a serial killer. At least that's what we're taught. So anyway, it was always odd to me how Scott met this woman. It makes sense. She was probably tricking. He was probably over there smoking crack. They met and fall in love. And when the crack ran out, because he kept on saying that he goes off and on the stuff. So I'm thinking that when he got clean for a bit, him and that lady didn't work out anymore, because she was giving me crack. Well, his best friend is also giving me crack. This whole situation is cracking. And you know what? Lizzie tried to tell us. She tried to tell us that he was on crack. She was just like, something is up with him. He is not right. Something is up with Scott. And she kept on asking him about this drug test. And I was just like, Lizzie, because I just thought Scott looked like this because, American, rural American poverty. That's how they be looking. And it don't be crack. It just be, the foods they eating and the trailers they living in. No shade. So anyway, I was just like, you know what, Lizzie, stop deflecting from what's going on with you. Stop picking at this man. And she was right the whole time. He was just like, I can't get off this stuff. I go on and off. You know what? That explains the teeth. I could not understand how he said that he was giving Lizzie $300,000, or that he had given her $300,000, and his teeth looked like that. Your teeth would look like that if you were smoking them up. Oh. Team Lizzie on this one. Team Lizzie. She was just like, listen, Scott, I can't be around you. I cannot be with you. She was just like, you're an addict, I'm a felon, and I'm also an addict. This is not a healthy relationship. If the cops catch me with you and they come here, if my parole officer comes here and you have something in the house, she knows that she's going back to jail. She was just in prison for 10 years. So she's not trying to go back. And even if Scott is helping and supporting her, she's just like, you know what, I can't do this. And I'm Team Lizzie on this one. She really put herself first. She was thinking about her sobriety. She was thinking about her daughter. I was really proud of Lizzie. From where we started with her to where we ended up with her, wow. Who knew that she would be the one to have this positive 180 turn, and Scott will like morph into Lizzie, because the way he blew up and the way he reacted. If you love Lizzie and she's telling you, I'm an addict, I'm also a felon, I cannot be around you because it's very dangerous for me. If I'm caught around you and you have drug paraphernalia on you, I'm going back to prison, probably forever, because of all the felonies that she has. And also, she could probably get strung out again trying to help him. And Scott is so selfish, he doesn't even want to hear it. First of all, guys, he was so disrespectful. I remember in the beginning when he would have his little temper tantrums, and I would just be like, oh my gosh, oh Scott, grow up. He's emotional, he's dramatic. This blow up that he did with Lizzie, throwing money at her because that's all she wants, blocking her, not allowing her to get in her car. It was very ugly. It was very ugly. I cannot believe that we are here with Scott, guys. Who knew? Who knew that he was smoking crack? Who knew that he was like so, you know what? I was about to say who knew that he was so emotionally unstable, but we all knew that. Wow. Proud of you, Lizzie. she really made a turn for the best. Jasmine was right. Jasmine was right. She was shocked when she found out that Scott was doing drugs, but I think there was something in her that knew he wasn't good for her mom. I thought that she was just jealous, but it seems like she knew that something was up with this guy. Did they know that something was up with him this whole time and waited to release it for storyline? Because for this bombshell to just drop on us, I don't know, I'm trying to process it all, and I'm just like, did we not see him tweaking on set? Like, what happened here? How did we get to this point where nothing about Scott being a crackhead is being filmed, and then we get to this scene where he's just like, I can't quit this stuff? How did we miss that? For 2 seasons, basically. Wow, Lizzie caught that. She saw it. She said, I'm a dope fiend, and I know a dope fiend. Well, send me back to that methadone hell I was in. I'm very proud of Lizzie, guys. Very proud of her. Even more proud that she was able to see her daughter graduate high school. She's missed so many moments. And just to see Lizzie and her mom and Jasmine all together, I don't know, that was just so special to me because I knew how much it meant to Jasmine. You know what I mean? Like, you guys know my journey with my dad, so I know how special that was. I really, really do. And I'm just, wow, I'm really happy for Lizzie. I thought that Scott was going to have a different, end. I really thought that they were going to end up together, especially when she moved back to LA to be with him. But I think if he was clean, I think they still would have worked it out. I feel like on Scott's end, there's love, but there's also obsession. And I feel like on Lizzie's end, there is love for how he took care of her. So there was some love there. It wasn't equally yoked, but there was love there. But it couldn't survive his addiction. And I get where he was coming from. He was just like, I supported you through everything, but the woman is telling you, I'm not strong enough to help you through meth or crack addiction when that was my drug of choice, when that was my problem for 10 plus years. Lizzie is not in the place to help Scott, and that's what she was telling him. So sad that he got so emotional that he couldn't hear her, because I think if he heard her, then maybe this relationship could have been salvaged. Or maybe not. To be quite honest with you, where he's at now and where she's at now, they just weren't going to work out. So I'm kind of glad that it ended, because they were toxic anyway. But just knowing that he's, getting high, and what, it all makes sense now. Because remember, he was saying he never had money. He never had money. He was saying he was running out of money. He was spending all this money on Lizzie. And I'm just like, guys, it's all making sense. Even going back, I'm thinking about my other reviews, and I was just like, how are you just spending all of this money like this and so much debt? Like, it just wasn't adding up that he was sending all of this to this woman. Like, it would make sense, right? But I don't know. It was something about Scott's storyline where I was always so confused, because he wasn't spending all of his money on Lizzie. Half went to Lizzie and half went to crack. This whole cast in crack. Wow. Speaking of crack, Clint and Tracy, let's talk about it. Clint and Tracy are both on crack. This whole season, this whole half season or a special season of Life After Lockup, Clint was tweaking the entire time. From the first episode all the way down until they got married, Clint was tweaking, even in their confessionals. First of all, Tracy couldn't even keep her eyes open. She was leaning the whole time. She was looking down and like struggling to even look up at the camera. I was just like, they're both high. They are both high out of their minds. This is the reason why Clint can never stay in prison. His rich parents. Because recently, both of them got locked up in some Kroger parking lot. They were both getting high. Clint got out on bail. Tracy is still in there. She just got off probation. They are not well. This couple needs help. Right as I was about to start doing this review, I was Googling the title because I didn't know what to put, Life After Lockup or Love After Lockup. A recent mugshot of Tracy came up. First of all, what in the Portland, Oregon stud is going on with her hair? I was just like, did y'all see that hair? I was like, sis, what is going on? But anyway, she just looked a mess. She looked a mess in her mugshot. Clint looked a mess in his mugshot. You could tell that they were both doing drugs because they were both peeling. Both of them were serving Crypt Keeper. It was so scary and sad. You know what? As entertaining as they were on this show, when this show comes back, because I guarantee you, WeTV is going to invest in these same couples for the next season. I don't think that Clint and Tracy should be on the show unless they're both clean. Unless Clint admits that he has an addiction, because all of this weed stuff, let me tell you something. I know people who smoke weed. They don't do half the stuff that Clint does, okay? Nobody smokes weed, steals a truck, and then go ram into a Walmart. Meth will make you do that. He is not being honest, and I think because his parents have money, they're able to get him out and they're able to sell his record. On his crime report, I don't even know what those things are called. I'm such a good citizen, but I think it's called crime report. Everything is redacted. You only see his name, his age, his date of birth, where he's from, when he got arrested, but everything else is redacted because them rich parents got good lawyers, but they're going to leave Tracy out there. They're going to leave the goddess out there, but you're not going to do nothing about your crackhead son. Tracy ain't your daughter, but she is his wife. Get them both out. And they also have this lawyer that keeps on saying, oh, it wasn't anything more than just the cops catching Clint with something to smoke weed in. And I'm just like, first of all, let's talk about it, right? Like I said before, the both of them are serving Crypt Keeper, and they're peeling like bananas, and they're in their 30s, guys. Clint and Tracy are in their 30s. I know that fair skin does not do well under the sun, but this is not the sun, baby. This is crack. This is crack. They are both on it. Because think about it. What the hell you doing late at night in a Kroger parking lot? Smoking crack. That's what you do. You're in a Kroger parking lot, an Aldi parking lot, or a Walmart parking lot, you're doing crack. Now, if it was a Target or a Trader Joe's, you could have told me it was weed. But Kroger, crack. The K in Kroger stands for crack. Tracy dropped that weight and kept it all off. Can I tell you guys, real talk, being honest, not even trying to be funny. If crack didn't rot your body from the inside out, they'd be a stiff competitor for Weight Watchers. Are you kidding me? You know how many crack diets there would be? I would be on one. I just thought about it. I would be a crack spokesperson. Is there any way we could, you know what? Let me not give nobody no ideas. Andrea and Lamar, I hope we don't see them next season, because here's what I'm hoping for Andrea. That she marries a white Mormon from Utah. That's what you want, sis. That's what you want. You keep on getting these thugs, these black thugs. That is not what you want. You got a whole black man out of prison who's been in prison for 20 years from Los Angeles. All he knows is rapping and gang activity. You take him out to Utah and think this is where he wants to be? Within 2 seconds, this 5'5" leprechaun was trying to convert him to Mormonism. He was so uncomfortable. He hasn't seen black people for miles, and you want him to come here after he's been in prison for 20 or something years. Are you kidding me? She is so delusional. Seriously, I really think that she just needs to move back to Utah and marry a white Mormon. You know what? I can't believe I'm saying this, but sis, you need a white man in your life. That's what you need, because the life that you want is very Caucasian, very Utah Caucasian, because I was just like, you know what? I know some Caucasians, ghetto. You need a nice Mormon Caucasian man. There ain't nothing wrong with it. Love is love, because you keep on trying to turn Lamar into one and it is not working. And then how does she think kidnapping him, like, literally, guys, she kidnapped her husband. She takes his travel papers. When you're a prisoner, you have to have papers to travel. That was so odd to me. I was like, you got to have travel papers. What the hell is travel papers? But she took his travel papers and she took his ID. And she's just like, no, Lamar, I want you to stay here. You can't go nowhere because I got everything, Lamar. Like, Andrea, you are not well. She is all over the place. Her kids are all over the place. Beautiful children. But I'm just like, if we don't get the daughter, she's going to be as nutty as her mother. Can we talk about how she was just like, well, I'm not going. And if you go, I'm not going with you. And Lamar was like, all right. And she was just like, he's not going to pull off. He loved me. He addicted to me. Lamar put them keys in the ignition and he took off to the nearest airport. He was out. She was looking out the window like he really left. She's so odd. She left me. Brittany and Marcelino. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Tito was on meth. Tito was back out there on that stuff. It's the episode before the season finale when Marcelino foolishly went to Tito's house to address him about his child. I was just like, who do you think you are? Delusional. That man is delusional. Poor Brittany, but you know what? He loves her and he takes care of her kids. So you like it, sis? I love it. Anyway, when Marcelino went over there and Tito opened that door, I was like, oh, Tito was strung out. Guys, his cheeks were swollen in. He did not look the same. And I remember the episode where we met him for the first time. Remember when I was just like, something is up with Tito. He fine though, but something is up with him. Because I knew that he was dealing meth. I didn't know that he was doing it. And come to find out, he's been doing it, because that's another thing that came up when I was trying to find the proper way to label this video, right along with the report about Tracy and Clint being arrested. Also, I was able to see a report about Brittany, who received full custody of Giovanni because Tito failed his drug test. Is it Giovanni or Giovanni? You know what? Giovanni. Giovanni sounds, you know, can we be real? It's a little ghetto on the tongue. And Brittany is that kind of person. So I think it's Giovanni. Adorable baby. I love that baby. He deserves so much more than what his parents have given him. I feel so bad for that child. But I think he's in a really good home with Brittany and Marcelino. But that child is such a sweetheart, and I just really want the best for him. Brittany, you got a star on your hands. If you and Marcelino can really find a way to manage his career in a proper way, that boy would take over Disney. He is just a beautiful child with such a great personality and just star power. It's just on him. Anyway, in the article, it states that Brittany and Tito have to have like mandatory drug tests every few months or so. And Brittany passed her drug test, but Tito failed his drug test because they found meth in his system. So she then filed for emergency custody, and now she has emergency sole custody. I guess until Tito gets clean, they'll go back to court again and they'll figure it all out. But I feel really bad for Tito. I feel really bad for Tito, and I'm really hoping, guys, to be quite honest with you, as a child of an addict, you really cannot change their environment too drastically, especially when they get clean and they have an environment that is working for them and keeping them motivated and keeping them on track. I'm kind of feeling like, and I could be wrong, I honestly hope that I'm wrong, that when Giovanni was taken out of the home, Tito was able to slip back into his addiction because his routine was shaken up. You know what I mean? Like, he was probably really on his grind, trying to stay clean and trying to provide for his son and his wife. But now that Brittany was here and she was taking him some time and he just had like idle time. It could be one thing, or it could be that he had been struggling the whole time and the wife was really keeping everything afloat. We will never really know, but I'm glad that Brittany now has Giovanni. I'm glad that Brittany now has Giovanni if Tito is back out there on them streets. It's so sad. It's so sad. When he opened that door and he looked at Marcelino, I was just like, oh, this dude is high out of his mind. Here is why I was bothered with Marcelino. Because Tito wasn't checking for Giovanni. He wasn't checking for the baby because he was dealing with his addiction. So Marcelino goes over there and he makes such a big mess for Brittany. And I'm like, why did you do that? She asked you not to do that. He still did it to prove that he's some kind of man and he's not taking care of his son. This is the thing, right? I could rock with Marcelino if he knew. If him and Brittany knew that Tito was back out there and they just felt like they didn't want to send Giovanni back there to live with a parent who's an addict, I get that. That wasn't expressed though. They were very vague about why he hadn't seen him, what he wasn't doing. We don't really know what's going on. And so maybe I'm thinking that was it and they didn't want to say it. But from what we were given on the show, Marcelino, you look like a fool. Like, why did you even decide to go over there and bother that man? There was no reason to do that. There was no reason to get into an altercation with him. Flip that man. When he hit his back on the corner of that table, I was just like, he is so lucky that that man did not break his spine. Break his spine over your foolishness because you want to go over there and see who has the bigger penis. That's exactly what it was. It's always this cockfighting thing with Marcelino and anybody concerning Brittany. Like, he wants to prove that he is Mr. Macho, and it's exhausting. It really, really is exhausting because he has a great family. He has a really great thing going on, and he constantly tries to ruin that. He's a self-saboteur. He really, really is. He's the kind of guy that if everything is going well, he's going to find a way to destroy it. Because if it's not destroyed, he doesn't feel like he has the power to save it or put it together. I know somebody like that. They, and I still deal with them because they're family. If they were not my family, that saboteur would be nowhere near me. But they like to destroy things so that they can put it together, so that when it all comes together, they can say that they did that. We as a family know and see this person do these destructive things, but we know that they're not doing it because they're destructive. They're doing it because they're a repairer, and they just want to put something together. And even if there's nothing going on, they want to destroy something and put it together so they can not only take the credit for that, but look like they are needed. And I think that's what's going on with Marcelino. Marcelino annoying the hell out of me aside, I thought this was really beautiful when Brittany went outside of Sasha's prison, and Brittany and Marcelino and the kids held the sign up and said, "Will you be Zoila's godmother?" You know what? It was ghetto, okay? Let's be real. Woo chow, the ghetto. That's what they are, though. It is what it is. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I got it in me, too. But for me, I just thought about Sasha. And to be locked away for 10 or so years, and then you look out and you see people who are rooting for you, asking you to be the light in a young person's life. They love you enough and they think that you are impactful enough in a positive way that they want you to be the one to take care of their child if they're no longer able to. How beautiful. I feel like when she saw that, she probably got the strength that she needed, because remember when we were at her sentencing, she was defeated. I was just like, this girl got 10 years. And then we heard why she got 10 years. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that was easy. You know what I mean? Like, that was light to get 10 years for manslaughter. Like, she was involved in a robbery where somebody died. A human being is no longer walking on this earth because Sasha has some involvement in his death. Like, 10 years? Sis, thank the Lord, because it could have been life. The other two dudes that committed the robbery with Sasha actually got life. She got 10 years because she cooperated. But sis, somebody's dead because of you. 10 years is light. Take it like a champ. And then she also has time served. And if she proves that she is not a threat and a good prisoner, she could probably get out even earlier. Sasha. But you know what? She snitched. I don't know if it's safe for her in there. I'll pause this video and get some tea and a snack, because we gonna be here for a minute. Megan, Michael, and Sarah. Baby. Oh, baby. Y'all know I cannot stand Sarah and that faux black scent that she tries to put on when only speaking to colored folks. I'm just like, you don't talk to, what is her friend's name? The stud that's a trainer? What is her? Emmy, right? She don't talk to Emmy like that, but she talks to Michael and Day and them and all them like that. But anyway, I'm Team Sarah. I felt really bad for her, guys. I felt really bad. This girl just gave birth to this man's child. She just pulled his daughter out of her vagina. This baby, fresh out the womb, looked just like Sarah, meeting Michael for the first time. While he's holding his child, he looks at Sarah and goes, "We need a divorce." Sarah, who was already planning to divorce Michael, was heartbroken. Absolutely heartbroken. She was just like, "You gonna say that right in front of the baby?" Here is the thing, right? My only issue with Sarah in this whole thing is Let me backtrack. I got a lot of issues with her, but in this episode, I let them all go. I really, really did, because I just felt bad for her. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. What this woman is going through with this man on national TV, it's unfair. It's unfair. Michael get into it about Megan. Megan has been the problem the entire time with these two. Sarah, who I don't believe was actually going to ask Michael to get a divorce. I think she was saying that in her confessionals because that is something she wanted to do. That is something she was probably encouraged to do by Emmy. You know, people who love her and was just like, you got to get out of the situation. But she loves Michael. She probably still loves him. She kept on calling him her best friend. She really, 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 really loved this dude. And I think that she was just probably going to say that to him to get him to fall in line and to get him to act right. So they start getting into it and Michael just blurts out, let's get a divorce. But he said that he came there to do that. Like he came there to break it off with Sarah. Michael, who put Sarah through hell, was coming to see his daughter and to ask her for a divorce. The balls that this man has. Like, I cannot believe that he even said that with a straight face. So him and Sarah start getting into it about Megan. And she's just like, do you love her? And her husband, Sarah's husband, says to his wife about another woman, yes, I love her. Sarah's like, okay. Well, do you love me? Sarah's husband, Michael, tells his wife on national TV he got love for her, but he not in love with her. While he's holding their child. So then Sarah says to her husband, why did you marry me? Before she can finish her sentence, he says, because I wanted to see my children. Then Sarah says, so you didn't want to marry me? Sarah's husband says to his wife on national TV, no, I didn't want to marry you, but I know if I didn't, you wouldn't let me see my kids. Basura. I told y'all this dude was trash from day one, and he's still trash on the last episode of this season. How dare you, Michael? How dare you do that to her? Like, I don't care if you don't love her anymore and you love Megan more, and I don't care anything about that. At the end of the day, this woman held you down while you were in prison. She is the mother of your children. She deserved more respect than that. Yes, Sarah gets on all of our nerves. Yes, she is overbearing. The faux blaccent is a lot. She didn't deserve this. She did not deserve this. What Michael did to her was absolutely wrong. The way he spoke to her and about a woman he was having an affair with to his wife on national TV while holding their child, the disrespect. You can't even match that. It's so gross. It's so gross. And while he's saying this, nonchalant, no reaction, she's falling apart and her heart is breaking. And he doesn't even care. He doesn't even care. I was just like, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. This was so sad to watch. So sad to watch. And you know what? I do, like, the only issue that I had with Sarah in this was that she said to Michael, oh, why would you say that to me in front of the kids? But then she proceeds to scream and yell at him while he's holding their newborn daughter. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, I get you're emotional, but this baby just got here and she's in all of this chaos. Like, you know, so finally they put the baby down in a car seat next to a trash can. They're young. But I felt so bad for Sarah. I really, really did. And to see her confessional, her last confessional was so sad. She's like, I became a mother at 20. You know, and I don't regret it. You know, I love my kids. I thought I was, you know, creating a life for somebody that I loved and that loved me back. And she kept on saying that she loves Michael and that he's her best friend and kept on calling him her husband. She's still in love with this guy. She is still in love with this guy. And what's shocking to me more than anything else is that this man is truly, madly, deeply in love with Megan. This man is in love with Megan. Guys, remember, I thought that he was scamming. I thought that he was trying to take advantage of her. But Michael's the real deal. Like, he loves her. He loves her. And when he said that to Sarah, I was like, what? Like, this was your chance to, like, tell the truth. And then I realized this was his truth. He said to his wife on national TV that he loves Megan. He told his mother and his sister, who cannot stand Megan, that he loves her and that he's going to go see her. Because as soon as he gets off of tether or off of parole, he books a flight and goes to see Megan. Like, pulls up on her. Pulls up on her. I'm like, that's the first thing you do when you get off of parole. Go see Megan. He said, I'm going to go see Megan because I love her. And we can get over that whole thing with my friend. Can I tell you guys, I'm so mad that I missed that. Just thinking about it. I'm so mad that I missed that episode where we met the dude that Megan was cheating with, one of Michael's friends. Because I was just like, who is this thug? What is this dude going to look like? We finally see the dude and he looks like Arthur. I was like, what? What in the PBS is this? This is the dude that Megan was cheating with. This is one of Michael's homies. You know what? Is Michael not really about that life? Is he like faking it in Flint? Because I'm like, this is your homie? This is the dude. I'm so mad that I missed that episode. But anyway, Michael was just like, oh, we can get through this. He said, and I want to get through this because I love her. So he goes to surprise Megan and he pulls up on her house. He was like, let me find out they rich. As soon as he said that, I was like, Michael is never leaving Megan. Michael is never leaving Megan because not only does she have his heart, she has resources. The girl got money. And it may not be a lot of money to you and I, but it's a lot of money to a dude like Michael because we saw his couch that was covered in some kind of comforter. You know what I mean? Obviously, he comes from extreme poverty and he has this girl, and I'm just speaking in how, you know, a dude like Michael would think, this pure girl that he's the only one that's been inside of her. You know how those shallow dudes think. And she is so enamored with him, she will fall in line to whatever he says. Although I was proud that Megan, you know, the side chick, was at least, you know, not really entertaining him or, you know, allowing him to mistreat her the way that he used to. Because even when they were on the phone, he was like, oh, I love you. And she ain't saying nothing. She just hung up. You know what I mean? Like, she was at least trying to restore some kind of balance within herself. And I felt like she was breaking free. But when Michael showed up to her home, he got her right back. He got her right back because she opened the door and she was so shocked. He goes in and he hugs and he kisses her. And it's just like, the both of them, even Michael, he was so giddy in his confessional talking about her. And I'm telling you guys, I'm watching my TV like, they are really in love. I would have never guessed that this couple wasn't a scam. You know what I mean? I really thought that Michael wanted Sarah and was playing Megan because she was somebody that was taking care of him. Because, you know, all them prisoners do that. All them prisoners do that. They send out multiple emails or pen pal messages to whoever so they can get money and support. And just in prison, they're lonely and they're depressed and they love this attention from the outside world. So there are dozens of people sending these men monies and letters and panties, whatever they want. You know what I mean? So that's what I thought was happening here. But this is the real deal. Megan, Michael, and Sarah, out of that throuple, Megan and Michael are the ones that survived it. Sarah, the only person who shouldn't have been collateral damage in this entire situation is. Now this girl is 24 years old, a single mom with 2 kids, and a soon-to-be ex-husband and baby father who's a felon, who does not love her, and embarrassed her in front of the world. She don't deserve that, guys. I don't care. She didn't deserve that. She did not deserve that. Michael got his prize, Megan got her prize, Sarah got left in the dust, and that is unfair. That is unfair. She is the only person in this that should have not been harmed. She didn't do anything wrong. She did not do anything wrong. Megan, in the beginning, I was on her side because I really believed that she did not know about Sarah. But the way Megan started acting, and I'm just like, you're still entertaining this man even after finding out that he's married? I don't care what he's telling you. He's still married. He's not divorced. You're still sleeping with him. You're still going up there to see him. You're still just being like this defiant side chick. It's not cute. It's not cute. Wow. Sarah, I don't know if you ever watch any of my reviews ever again because, you know, we didn't have a good start. But sis, I'm sorry. That wasn't fair. You didn't deserve that, girl. You did not deserve that at all. If you guys come back next season, ask for more money because you deserve it. Also, listen to Emmy. You know what I mean? Listen to Emmy. All jokes aside, she's been a great husband and father to your children. So this is the person, if anybody, that's somebody you should be looking to. But I hope you come back with the vengeance. I really want to see you soar next season because how you was done on this season is unfair. You did not deserve that. Anyway, that's it for me for this episode. I just had to wrap this up with you guys because when I watched it, I was just like, there's so much that we have to talk about. I can't wait till next season because I don't know where I'll be. Hopefully on the TV or movie set. But even if I am, I'm still going to do this because this is my time. This is me. This is my channel. These are my friends, my subscribers, and I'm going to continue with that. But that's it for me, guys. I had a great time reviewing part of this season. That's it for me. I'm going to get in here and start reviewing the new season of Love After Lockup. The trailer looks messy and fun, and I am going to do my best to review it every Friday. Please check back every Saturday morning or every Friday late evening. I'll do my best to upload the reviews then. Thank you so much for stopping by. See you soon. Love ya. Bye.